Okay, so real quickly, I had to re-record this intro. I was like all over the place in the first one. In the first recording. Basically, what I went over in the first recording, which you will not see, I just talk about DC's history with the Batman animated series, Superman animated series, Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice, Batman Beyond. Talking about just a range of good shows that they have done, just like back to back. The original Teen Titans series, I went more in depth on that. Got rid of the recording for that, so I lost all the footage. I rambled on for about 14 minutes. This is supposed to be the intro to the regular series video that you're going to see in a second. So I want to apologize for losing that, because I really go into detail about it and I really elaborate on it. Basically put, DC has had a range of just good shows, even going all the way back to the 90s, and they have seemed to keep that trend for the most part, even going all the way up to 2000s with something like Young Justice. Now, Young Justice was recently canceled, actually last year, and it was shown that it's not going to be part of Cartoon Network's lineup, replaced by Teen Titans Go. And that's where this review officially comes in at. This is kind of like what you're about to see is basically my reactions to, well, this is an official review, one of my official reviews, and the first of a series review. So guys, it's not as well put together as I would have hoped it would have been, so I do apologize for that. But this is my first time doing this, so I have to mess around with a few things first before I get it fully to where I want to. But I think I do get my point across for the most part. I was really disappointed that they got rid of Young Justice and for a show like Teen Titans Go. And I elaborated on more in the review and stuff like that, but just bear that in mind when you're watching this. They got rid of a show that was suspenseful, beautifully animated, full of drama, mysterious, action-packed, well voice acted, all around deep and interesting story plots as for Teen Titans Go. And I'm not too happy. I'm not too happy. I can't rage like I want to because I am feeling sick. I got a sore throat, and I had it while I was making this video. But here's how it's going to go down. I'm going to break this up into two parts. Second parts will always be the top 5, whereas the first part we're going to watch the first episode of the series, and this will be the standard for all the series reviews I try to do. So we'll watch the first episode of the first series together. I'll make a part 2 going over the top 5 for each season. Top 5, what I consider the top 5 best episodes for each season. Which, as for this one, I won't call it the top 5 best, I'll call it the top 5 most tolerated. Because this show, this Teen Titans Go just goes on tolerance alone. This isn't exactly the best show for anyone that's over the age of 13. So, we're going to put my earphones in and we're going to watch it together. So, alright, here we go. This is Teen Titans Go. Okay, so that was an interesting intro. Nothing too bad. I actually think that was kind of bright and colorful, a little kiddie-ish, but it's cute nonetheless. Nothing like the original intro at all, except for like the little remix of the song there, which I actually kind of have a mixed bag on, but for the most part, the way the characters look and whatnot, the little chibai, you know, Japanese influence there, which was in the original show. It looked like an anime for the most part. I like it. I like it. I think it's cute. But I have one question though. One question. Are the characters going to look like that throughout the entire show? I really hope not. For the intro it was fine, but I hope not. Alright, let's play it again and let's see what happens.
It's no use, Sparkleface. We'll be trapped in this candy dungeon forever!
Don't give up, Butterbean.
Okay. I gotta pause it again. What? Let's take a look at this scene real quick. We have Raven on a laptop with ponies, or watching her little ponies. No pun intended. Oh no, wait. Actually, it is a pun intended, considering the fact that Raven's voice actress is played by Tara Strong. And Tara Strong is the voice actress for Twilight Sparkle for the My Little Pony series. So you made a My Little Pony reference? I mean, not like we haven't seen that before from a number of different shows, especially nowadays, animated shows. And this isn't the first time Cartoon Network has did a My Little Pony reference. Just that... why? I mean, it's simple, and that's the first thing you start off with? Keep playing. Keep going.
Great. Right in the middle of the best part of Pretty Pegasus.
And so I kicked another dirt monster into a furnace, and then I was all, I bet that really burns you up.
It's like a metaphor. Booyah!
That's too much, dude.
They didn't hear me, though. It was on fire.
So it seems as though all the original voice actors are here, so I guess that's a plus. Might be the only plus for this damn show.
Seriously? You guys eat like animals.
Oh, so good. What, Raven?
Well, I guess you get a pass, but you two are disgusting.
Sorry. It's just Robin makes the best sandwiches.
It's true. I've developed a sandwich design that will take your mouth on a flavor journey.
I'd crawl over 100 miles of broken glass for this sandwich.
Oh, that's
I'd
stupid.
drive across the country in a car that smelled like Cyborg's B.O. for this sandwich.
Did he just say Cyborg's P.O.? Wow, very mature. Joe, very, very mature.
Legendary sandwich, like mine.
There is an ancient sandwich of power, hidden away from those who
No.
would use its power for evil.
No!
Okay, first of all, that's dumb, and you made it up.
You know, I'm with Robin on this one. That's dumb. She made it up. Yeah, there is no possible way that this could actually be about some type of legendary This is the plot here? The plot is about a legendary sandwich? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, you know, the only thing that could make this work if they had an over-the-top backstory, which is unbelievable in the first play. Okay, might as well play it.
In an age long forgotten, an old king summoned his sandwich wizard. The king commanded him to create a sandwich of power. The sandwich wizard labored in his tower for 6 days. On the 7th, he brought the sandwich before the king, and it was glorious. It would grant him eternal life, so he could rule his
To
kingdom
be
forever.
perfectly
One
honest,
night,
this is
the prince betrayed
actually the
king
best
and tried
part
to
of the
steal
episode.
sandwich. The old king
Yeah,
was
this
heartbroken.
backstory
He
was
realized the sandwich was
pretty
too
funny.
powerful.
It actually had me laughing.
So the ingredients
Or
were hidden away in the far
got a
corners
minor
of the
chuckle
world,
out of me.
watched by the fierce sandwich
But to be
guardian.
honest,
Legend says,
too bad the rest of the series
all
couldn't
the
keep
ingredients
this
are brought together.
type of hype.
Were hidden away in the far corners of the world, watched by the fierce sandwich guardian.
Okay, so there's Sandwich Guardians too? You know, to be perfectly honest, that could be pretty funny. Yeah, this is actually a perfect time for them to have like some crazy designs for the Sandwich Guardians. From what we see in the book, we just see like a silhouette of some type of golem or something like that. But to be honest, they can actually make some sandwich references here. One of them could be a man witch. You know, that'll be pretty funny, right? Or a giant hot dog, or some type of burger monster. Okay, I'm going a little Adventure Time-ish here, but, you know, this lends itself to some creative ability. Let's see where it goes.
We have to get the candy keys from Gumdrop Goblin, or we'll never make it to Princess Puffball's birthday party.
Seriously, is that pony voiced by Tara Strong too? Okay, that's actually is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty funny.
I thought you were making a sandwich.
We have no idea where to look.
There are 4 ingredients. The mystical bacon is here, on the lava lake.
I got the heat resistance, baby. I'm on it.
The next ingredient is the king's lettuce, buried deep underground.
I can dig it.
Wait, aren't they on the top floor? How did he dig through? I'm not even gonna ask.
The next ingredient is the stellar tomato, hidden among the stars.
I shall retrieve the tomato.
Okay, let's do this. I assume you saved the most dangerous ingredient for the leader of the Titans.
Oh yes, the last ingredient is pretzel bread. It can be found at the supermarket. Here's a coupon.
Wow, that actually got a chuckle out of me. Okay, that was another funny one. This show might be all right. Let's keep watching.
With the candy keys, we'll be able to make Princess Puffball's birthday where all dreams come true.
You rock, Butterbean.
Hey, I thought the other one was Butterbean.
Let's see. According to that ancient map, it should be right around here. Booyah!
To be honest, I'm actually really interested in the storyline with the ponies. Oddly enough.
Whoa! Sandwich Guardian!
That's the design for the Sandwich Guardian? I was actually hoping for a little bit more there, guys. Not gonna lie.
Uh-huh. I'm digging like a pro, yo. Dig. Oh, yeah! Lettuce! I'm so close I can smell it. Awesome! Sandwich Guardian, dude!
Wait. So are all the Sandwich Guardians gonna look exactly the same? Please don't tell me they look exactly the same. You missed out on an opportunity there. You could have had some great designs for these Guardians. When instead, nope, they're all a generic Rock Guardian looking thing. For how colorful and weird this show could possibly be, I can't believe they did that. To be honest, it's not bad. It just seems really lazy. Moving on. Okay, let's be honest. We've all been there with the bad sharpened cart. I remember hitting my first old man. He didn't get up. It was really bad. Almost got sent to prison for that.
I need some pretzel bread, the freshest you've got. Make it quick. This place is really bumming me out.
Wow, really? You know, there was only one way that joke could have possibly worked. Only if this show was made in the 80s. Like, seriously, who hasn't done the whole take a ticket, take a seat, and the number that's actually being served right now is nowhere near the number that you get. He's number 78. The number that they're serving right now is 23, and there's nobody there. Not like that hasn't been done before. That has been done lots of times. Now, I guess kids seeing this for the first time, the newer, younger generation, this is them seeing that for the first time. They might think that's pretty funny. But to be honest, if you're copying off of something as old as Beetlejuice, which has done that and which was way more hilarious, or this joke just doesn't work. I mean, it's not really that funny. To be honest, this episode really isn't that funny. Only the My Little Pony thing, that was possibly the greatest part of the episode. Oh, and the backstory, which was really funny. Sending Robin to the supermarket could have lent itself with some more jokes, could have actually helped it progress a little bit more, but I'm just not seeing it here.
I mean, you know, some people prefer swords or, like, lasers, but I like to use this staff. See? Just crack, right on the head, the knee, crack, clavicle, whatever. Really gets the job done.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
be honest, the action scenes are kind of okay. They're very cartoony, and like I said, for the most part, the show is pretty colorful. I actually like the art style. But for how colorful it is, it's kind of boring. Yeah, it's kind of boring. You know, that was a great setup, sending Robin to the supermarket. But the problem where it falls into is that nothing happens. He runs over an old guy. Old people getting hurt in a TV show. Adventure Times is the master of that. Not really much to say. So they fight their respective rock golems. They hold up their little ingredient or whatever, tomato, bacon, and whatnot. And I guess this is a reference to Link and when he holds up a prize. This actually is pretty funny. Okay, so another reference there. Same with the whole Batman cereal. That's a pretty interesting reference. I just see that this show is made up of a lot of references and not really that many jokes. I guess you consider them like small puns and whatnot, but to be honest, for the most part, I'm not really laughing, except for the beginning part, and it's only like 2 parts in it, which are really funny. Everything else just seems to be generic and kind of like something I've seen before.
Oh, look, Sparkleface. It's the Licorice Forest. But isn't that place full of trolls? Don't be silly, Sparkleface. It's the home of our new friend, Princess Silky Soft. Nice to meet you, Princess Silky Soft. Your hair sure is bad silky.
I just can't. It's so hard for me to see Raven in this light. I know the whole story were for voice actors and everything. That's fine. You know, people who really care about that type of stuff, like knowing who's behind the voices and whatnot, will get that reference and think it's pretty funny. I personally thought it was, you know, pretty clever. But Raven, the daughter of Trigon, and I'm not even gonna tell you how much this show fucked up Trigon. Thank God he was only showed like once, but this is the daughter of a demon, which is supposed to be caused the end of the fucking world, and she's playing with Pony. It just ruins my. It just totally destroys the image of Raven. At least for me. At least for me. Going from the older series to some of the comic books, or hell, even DC Universe Online or the Injustice Gods Among Us, this is an embarrassment. This is not a real Raven. And to be honest, she is the best character on this show. It just blows my mind.
You're back already?
Dude, those sandwich guardians were way tougher than we thought.
Yeah, no kidding. But look.
You mean the legend's actually true?
Okay, you know, I actually like how she didn't even believe her own book.
The supermarket was
Which is understandable. It's pretty unbelievable.
Now I will speak the ancient legendary sandwich words of power. Choiros, marula, and tomato pastrami! The key to immortality and a delicious...
I wish I could do that with a sandwich.
My sandwiches still look better. Well, as team leader and sandwich expert, I should get the first bite.
Hold on now. I lost an arm for this sandwich. I get first dibs.
But I lost my hair. Surely that is more important than a hand. I should get the first of bites.
As we learned from Renma, hair is more important than anything for a woman. Anything.
Try it first. Silky, stop!
Mama's little bumcorf, no!
That's not for you!
You become a goblin. What? Oh no, really?
I told you that sandwich wasn't great. So, anyone want to watch Pretty Pretty Pegasus?
Ah, he's a brony. I get it. That's another My Little Pony reference. Great, whatever. Okay, so that was the first episode. At least that's how it was listed on the DVD. When it was aired, they was aired in 2-parters, but I'm just going to follow what's on the DVD. And to be honest, it was okay. It didn't lend itself to that many jokes. It was more based off of just references. And if you are smart enough to get the reference, then you can have yourself a nice little chuckle or a little laugh. The only thing that seemed like it was original in this episode is the backstory on the sandwich, which was actually pretty funny and possibly my favorite part of the episode. As far as everything else, this show obviously does not take itself seriously at all, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't want you to take it seriously either. And trust me, by all means, I'm not taking it seriously. And it's so unfortunate for how crazy this show seems like it can be. It's pretty contained. It's pretty content. It doesn't go all out with its stuff, kind of like with something like Adventure Time does it. You know, Adventure Time does it way better than this show can ever do it. And I'm not just going on from what we just saw for the first episode here. I'm talking about episodes down the line, where, to be honest, this episode is actually the best out of all the rest of them. Yeah. Okay, next to Robin trying to get his driver's license, that was pretty interesting, although that was probably, mostly that was once again a reference and it seemed like it was pulling from something else. Oh look, a superhero goes to the DMV or whatnot, that's great. But, to be honest, the high point of this, as far as this legendary sandwich episode, this is like one of the only episodes I like, and this honestly kind of kept me interested in seeing what was coming next. I was like, okay, they had some great setups, had some really good setups, but they don't go too far with them. Like I said, it seems like it was more based off of references or just small puns than anything like that, which really wasn't all that funny. And when you're trying to be a comedy show that's not funny, that's not very good. To be fully honest with you, the show's pretty average. It keeps an average tone, and it does this with pretty much the rest of the episodes. Some of them, which I will go over soon in part 2 because this is going on for way too long, some of them are even below average or just plain bad, and there's nothing interesting to them. And that's probably the main problem with this show. There's no real substance there. It just seems generic. It just seems like they're trying to do this or make references because, hey, making references is smart, right? Well, if smart when people can actually get the reference that you're trying to make. What if people didn't know that Tara Strong voiced a character in My Little Pony? What about the people that never watched My Little Pony, never paid attention to it? What about the people that don't even care about who's voicing who and whatnot? They just want to watch the show for what it is. And to be honest, like how I said before, this would be so out of character to, let's say, people who just know the comic books only, and they're seeing this and they're like, wow, you just totally destroyed my fucking image of Raven. I'm never watching your show again. And you know what? I don't blame those people. To be honest, I got a few episodes in and I was like, okay, yeah. Besides the first episode, which actually, if I say it's mediocre for the first episode, it's just average. And honestly, I think it kind of gets worse down the line, like the next 5 or so episodes. That's pretty much saying that, okay, the episode that's supposed to be considered your first and your highest point is just mediocre, just okay. What does that say for the rest of the episodes? Yeah. They're pretty bad. It's uninteresting. It's boring. It really is boring. I don't know if I said it in this recording, probably in another recording I did. I'm probably going to do this take at least like 3 times. It's boring. You know, whereas something that you got rid of like Young Justice, and I was actually going to rage when I seen this episode. I was going to lose my mind. I was just going to make this video. I was just going to go off. But there's nothing really to go off on. You know, I couldn't even make that many jokes off of it because it's nothing really to make fun of for the most part, besides, you know, a couple of scenes. It's just okay. There is nothing here that lends me to believe that they wanted to be anywhere creative with this. They just wanted to make just a generic show and just slap it up there because, I don't know, the animation is easier to do, writing for the show is easier to do. It's not as hard. It's just not as hard, whereas I talked in the intro, unless you skip that part, about Young Justice and how it was made. It's harder to make that. I get that. But like I said, hard work pays off. This just seems like you took the easy way out. You took the wrong pill. You just wanted to make something easy. And this is what this is. This just seems like... God, I've seen YouTube animations and Flash games that put way more effort into their stuff than this one episode. And this is supposed to be mainstream type stuff. Just not feeling it, guys. It's just something that you throw in front of your kids to entertain them. It's like taking your keys and doing this for a baby. You know how that entertains them, just doing this? Well, imagine an entire show that does that. Let me put it this way. Remember that joke in Wreck-It Ralph? If you ever seen the movie, there's a joke in Wreck-It Ralph when Ralph says the words hero's duty, which is the game that's in the show. And Vanellope, which is the secondary protagonist, thinks it's funny because he said the word duty.
I didn't win it in my game. I won it in hero's duty.
Hero's duty?
It's not that kind of duty.
I bet you really gotta watch where you step in a game called Hero's Duty.
That's fine. Not much. It's not much of a joke there. She does make a joke about duty sounding like duty. You know, it sounds like Stanky. Yay! You know, she's 9 years old, so that's how the character is supposed to be. 9 years old, so she thinks that's really funny. But that also pretty much sums up the show. You remember how when you first heard that joke, or if you haven't seen it, you can go online and find it or watch the movie, how it wasn't funny. It was cute. It was adorable, especially coming from this character. But it didn't make you, you know, like laugh out loud, like, ho, 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 you know, that's really fucking funny and creative. No, it was just cutesy, and that's all it was used. Imagine an entire show like that. Like, it has all these bright colors and whatnot, and these characters that you think are going to be interesting, which are not, and it's all based on this one joke, it seems. Like, if that joke in Wreck-It Ralph didn't seem to work or wasn't funny, imagine an entire show like that that has that level of comedy. Notice how I said Vanellope was 9 years old. That's the show. This show is on that level of comedy. 9 years old. It's a show for kids. I guess I got my point across here. Unfortunately, I'm not done with this yet. There's still a part 2 I have to make. And this consists of all the episodes in the season. Or I'm just going to follow the DVD as... I couldn't stand anything else after this, guys. After I finished watching the episodes on the DVD, I was like... Ugh. I don't want to really review everything, and with these series reviews, I review the first episode and I go over to what I think the series would be like, and basically the series keeps this tone, or lowers this tone, so to speak. So, with that being said, with part 2, I'm going to make my top 5. I like to pull the top 5, what I think are the top 5 best episodes from the season, and I just make my own list and I just go over to, you know, what I personally think makes them good. Or in this case, for what I can tolerate. Unfortunately, this isn't enough to keep me interested. I have no intention of watching your show at all anymore. If this is what you was going for, then successful. Okay, I'm going to start rambling now, but basically, if you want a final verdict here right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, this show is probably about a 5. It's not really worth watching. It's not really worthwhile. It wouldn't be something I will recommend to anyone. Watch at your own will, because I won't recommend it. It just doesn't work. At least not for me. I was just bored. This episode kept me interested, probably because I was recording myself. And when I first seen this, I was just so bored. I was just like this. I was even looking at the clock. I'm like, okay, when is this episode going to be over? And that's basically the entire series summed up. It's boring. It's a comedy that's not funny, and you're not invested in what's going on. You have no intention of watching any of the rest of the episodes. You probably might see just like a couple, just probably get a chuckle or two, but nothing really there to make you come back and say, I really have to see this next episode. So, sorry if there are fans of this show and they have watched this video and they're probably raging right now, but I say, oh, you suck, dude. No, this is strictly opinion-based. This is strictly opinion-based, so please forgive me if I felt like I bashed on your show, but guys, it's just nothing there. I gotta really make sure to cut off the phone when I'm recording stuff. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'm just gonna end this now, and I will make the part 2, and hopefully it will be up next week. So I will see you soon, and I'll see you in part 2. And it's a shame I have to run through these episodes again just to make a second part to this. Hopefully the second part will be better than this first part, but this is my first time doing this series review thing. And it seems like it might work out. Unless I keep getting shows like this, I might just stop doing it entirely. Okay, so, yeah, so until then, I will see you guys in the next video. And as soon as I make part 2, I'll put a link up for this video to part 2. And I would also put a link from part 2 to part 1. Okay, so take care, and I will see you in the next video.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh.